Hello everybody, this is Purge, bringing you guys a first-person replay commentary. I'm going to be playing Elder Titan today. I haven't made a video since my first one of him, but I played him last night, randomed him, because of course I ran him all the time. And had a pretty good time. Before we get started, since I'm doing a replay commentary, I know some of you guys might want the live commentary. It was actually a pretty fun game, and if you guys want to tune into it, I wasn't streaming, but Blitz was, so I'll link his stream, his VOD down below. It won't be like a perfect segmented VOD, but you can find the game within his stream timer. So if you guys want to watch the game from his perspective but still have everybody's Skype commentary, then you can click on that down below if you'd rather have that rather than listening to me talk about the hero and decisions I made. So only downside if you do that is that you can't watch my perspective. I guess you could have that Skype commentary on while you watch the replay of the game, which you can download of course at any time. If you guys didn't know, I always put the replay of the pub games in the drop down box below. This allows you to go to the watch tab and then type in the match ID, and then you can download the replay and watch it from my player perspective if you so wish. So if you guys want to do that, you can. Regardless, this is Elder Titan. He came out apparently 2 months ago, and I feel pretty okay at the hero. I think I'm moderately strong at him. He has a lot of really good team fight. Did I really not pick this whole time? Is AFK? What's happening? Oh yeah, Compendium Immortal items just dropped, so if you guys are curious in those, go check them out. To buy Compendium, it's $10 on the shop. You can actually buy one from the Steam community for like $9.20 or something like that. So if you want to buy a Compendium, if you guys don't know how to do that, by the way, I don't know if I can, yeah, there's no way to show you unless I like, let me change scenes really quick. Is this screen capture? No, it's not. Screen capture? Okay, this one's screen capture, so you should be able to see these now. If I go to, let's see, is this what I want?
30 seconds to battle.
So if I go over here and I go to the community and I go to market, you guys can see what's on the market. If we just go to Dota 2 items, you can see a bunch of the items that are, well, that's not going to show the top sellers right now, but basically, if you guys want to buy a Compendium, you can buy them here for $8.87. It's really easy to purchase. You just click on this. I just figured this out now, by the way. I'll get to this in a second. And then you just go down here and you buy one. You have to have money on your Steam wallet, but this is how you basically buy them. So if you want to buy a Compendium, you can buy it for like less than $9 or about $9. And what you get along with this, you get one of the Immortal items, one of which is selling for about $10 right now. You can buy Avenge one for $6. The hook is like $8.37. Or you can just buy this chest, which gives you a random drop at one of these. But basically, you can buy the Compendium. It's really cheap. You get a bunch of stuff. You get like all of these like overlay. You get all these. You get an in-game custom overlay, and you get like 6 taunts for different heroes, and you get a battle bonus until the end of TI, which is August 12th. And it's really worth it if you guys want to check it out. I know a lot of people have been complaining because they didn't really get the item they wanted, because it's like there's 5 different items and some of them are probably better than others, but honestly they're all selling on the market. So if you guys want to sell yours on the market, you can still make a couple dollars from it and then buy the one that you want. Like me personally, I purchased with my first Compendium, like my Compendium on this account, I got the Lone Druid Cauldron, which is arguably the worst one there, but I actually played Lone Druid, so I wasn't too unhappy. And then I bought a Compendium on my alt account and unboxed it there, and I got the Kunkka Sword, which is really lucky. And then I decided to use the Steam Market to buy the Venge item rather than trade for it, because I didn't want to mess around with it. So it was like $6.50, so I basically got the Kunkka Sword and the Venge one for like $16, which is kind of crazy for a cosmetic item, but whatever, man, it's awesome. So yeah, if you guys are a little bitter about it, just remember, like, the Compendium has tons and tons of other good stuff in it, and unfortunately you maybe didn't get what you want, but you can solve the problem with more money. I guess that's my point. So anyways, let's talk about Elder Titan some. I'm playing him in like a hard carry role, kind of, or at least like a farmer role, and you can do this sometimes with a lot of heroes. It doesn't always have to be a hard carry. You can do stuff like utility pushers is one thing that Elder Titan kind of can do. He's not necessarily a pushing hero, but he does have the ability to get a lot of core farm up, and with that farm, you can make things happen like pushing in team fights. Another good example of a hero that used to do this occasionally in the pro scene is Tidehunter. Sometimes pro teams would put Tidehunter in the safe lane, and they would give him a lot of farms so that he'd get a fast arcane mech, and when he got arcane mech, then they would just push. Because, number one, your push is going to be more successful because you have a mech, which means more heals for you and your allies. And also, if you're pushing and your enemies try to start a team fight, you're a freaking Tidehunter and you're going to have Ravage, which means it's really unlikely that they're going to have an advantageous team fight, because Ravage is such a good team fight item, or team fight ability in the early game. Nobody's got BKB, it's going to hit everybody, and it's going to be not a good time for him. So that's something to keep in mind. I did get some bonus damage here from, I felt like hitting him extra time. I almost could have killed him there. I shouldn't have let him skewer me back. I was playing a little too aggressive there, but I was able to get him. If you guys haven't watched my last Elder Titan video, by the way, I did probably a bit better job explaining the skills, but I can talk about those now. But yeah, anyways, farming him up and grabbing utility items can sometimes be really useful, and you can end up doing some early pushing and taking tower advantage and trying to snowball that way. Anyways, his core skill is Astral Spirit. What this does is summons a spirit of himself. As that passes through creeps and enemy heroes, it does a nuke to them. Like right now, I'm going to walk it through all of the creeps, and as I reconnect with it, it gives me bonus damage. So it also gives me movement speed as well, based on how many creeps it runs through and how many heroes. So as this scales up, it does more bonus speed for heroes and more damage as well for creeps and heroes. So this scales. It's pretty good. Ended up burning a lot of HP when I let him skewer me back. I was trying to trade with him then because I knew I was hitting really hard, but it's really nice for giving you lane control, essentially. Like, you basically just kind of cast a spirit and you bring it back to you, gives you a bunch of bonus damage. You can use that for last hitting and denying, or just right-clicking the enemy hero. The other video that I made of him, I did a solo mid versus a Shadow Fiend, and I absolutely wrecked the guy because Elder Titan's kind of a nice counter against Shadow Fiend. So this game I'm against an offlane Mag. Mag's been getting way too much experience, but that's some other problems. Echo Stomp is his other primary ability, which is kind of his bread and butter. What this does is allows me to summon the spirit, and then with the spirit, I will then channel a stomp. This is a channeled spell. It'll create a stomper on my hero as well as where the spirit is. So basically I can cast a spirit on a group of enemies, I can channel the stomp. If I stomp them, they'll be slept for a period of time. And it's a very different kind of sleep than what you're used to. The sleep typically on a hero like Bane is different. That's like nightmared. What the sleep does is it basically means that they only wake up if they take damage from flares. Creep-based damage will not do anything, basically. I'm missing a lot of these last hits, slight mistake from me, but... And I should be sending the spirit over to the neutrals every time, because I could get a bunch of bonus damage. Because that's more creeps to steal bonus damage from.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So yeah, the stomp's pretty good. You can use it to set up your ulti. What your ulti does is this delayed like fissure in the ground, which looks really cool. And it does composite based damage. If you guys don't know what composite damage is, it means that you do the damage that's done is both reduced by armor as well as magic resistance, which means late game composite damage is not very good. A couple other examples of composite damage are Beastmaster Axes, as well as Diabolic Edict from Leshrac. That's his like random explosion thing. And then Elder Titan's Stomp does part, I think it does part magic. I think I'm trying to remember, I think the Spirit does magic damage and your primary Stomp does physical. It's something like that. I don't think it's composite on both. I might be wrong though. But this does magic, but your ulti also does composite. So that means that if you can lower their armor a lot and also lower their magic resistance, then you will do more damage, essentially. I ended up picking up phase boots from the side shop because I wanted some movement speed, basically. But this is a bit of a mistake, which we'll encounter for the rest of the game. The movement speed and the damage boost is really nice for last hitting and stuff like that, because Elder Titan doesn't have the best disable, so once you do a spirit combo, you'll be really fast, and ideally you'll chase after somebody and just punch them a lot until they die. But if I don't have mana for a combo, then it's not always the best thing. And I've seen other people go this build like a phase on Elder Titan, but you usually have to follow it up with a drum. And that's kind of the case for any strength hero that does do some casting. You want to make sure that preferably you have... you need to increase your mana pool in some way. And if you want phase boots, you have to get more mana. And the best way to do it is usually a drum, because it gives you 9 int, and 9 int is like 117 int, or mana, I believe. So it does fill up your mana pool pretty decently. So that's a really good option if you decide to go phase boost. So I probably should have gotten a drum here, but I decided to try to shave it off. I was like, I'll shave off the drum. I want to get a mech because mech is really good on Elder Titan. Last game I played Elder Titan, I also got a mech. But we'll run into some mana problems this game because there's no way that I'm going to be able to do full combos. This problem was also made worse because I opted not to get a wand this game because I felt pretty strong and I felt like shaving it off. I think that was also another mistake that I made. But essentially, I had all these items already. Most importantly, Ring of Basilius. I got a phase boots. I mean, this is the only mana item I basically got for a long time, so it ended up not being good enough. I probably should have shaved off the Ring of Basilius, maybe gotten either a wand or, well, that's hard to say because this was giving me quite a bit of mana in the early game, but I maybe could have shaved this off, gotten a wand instead, or a bottle, or maybe a drum or something. I don't know. Even like a Robe of the Magi might have been useful, but basically I'm going to have mana problems this game. You guys will see it. But since I'm in the safe lane and I'm getting a lot of CS, I'm at 47 right now, which is pretty huge. I basically just wanted to grab a really nice farming item, essentially, or a team fight item with the mech. So we see there's some action going on. I was really scared that he was going to get killed, so there's the stun or the slow. We had Sasquatch over here. It's the StarCraft 2 player. He decided to block this up, and then I pick up the last hit. So that was a nice block there. There was no way he was going to be able to go through there. He did almost kill the Warlock, but slight damage nerfs to RP obviously makes it ineffective. You need at least 2 levels of Echo Stomp, by the way, to be able to land the Earth Splitter, preferably more, because it will give you more time to set up your abilities. If your teammates don't know this, it can really mess up your combo, though, because you apply the sleep thing, you cast your ulti, and if they do damage before your ulti explodes in 3.14 seconds, then you're going to have a bad time. But this is usually the skill build that I like, maxing out the Astral Spirit first, because that's going to give you the most damage, essentially. And from here, I'm just going to continue to outlast hit him if possible.
Radiant's middle tower
Pretty obvious that he was going to use Skewer on me there. Anytime that they go past you, they're going to try to skewer into the tower and do damage that way. So it was quite easy for me to avoid that. So I decided to buy, oh yeah, that's right, I bought 2 mana items this game, I forgot. So I ended up deciding I wanted to get an urn, because I bought this gauntlet really early on, which I guess I could easily just made this into a drum, but I decided to make an urn for fun, and then my problem is I have urn, I have Basilius, I have Stout Shield, I have Phase, and I still need mana. So it does benefit me for some offensive damage, as well as the ability to, I don't know, to like hit this guy really hard right now. I maybe could have gone for a kill, but it would have been a little scary. But basically I bought an urn as well as a buckler because I do want to make into a mech. So I'm going to get pretty good mana regen over time based on the... This is a big mistake for me. I let myself get disabled. As the creeps wrapped around, they look for the closest target, and that happened to be me. So I lost like 200 or 300 HP from that slight mistake. I'll be okay. I'd ask for a heal here.
Middle tower is under attack.
I can't remember if I had a salve coming or not. Fortunately, not quite enough damage. It's really nice having phase boots, man. It's so easy to last hit with phase boots. It really makes a big difference. So my last hitting is pretty good so far. 60 last hits at 10 minutes is great. Elder Titan's pretty easy to last hit, though. Last hit with, though.
Middle tower is
Did I get a salve?
attack.
I'm trying to remember. Let's see. Nope, no salve. Decided to play greedy. But this increases my mana regen now that I've got an urn. It's a 50% mana regen item, which is pretty good. And also, since I'm making it back, I'm planning to buy a Ring of Regen from the side shop anyways, so... He looked really dead. He is dead. So if you guys want to watch Blitz get ganked constantly, just click down below to watch his perspective. Pro tip, he gets frustrated. Go figure. I do really like getting a fast mech, although I really enjoy it a lot. I think it's really useful. Just because it's nice to be able to save your allies in the early game. Now, essentially, I didn't get to do that this game because I didn't have the mana to cast the mech ever, but it makes me feel good when I have a mech this early. Especially if you think about like the HP levels of my allies at this point in the game. Let's look at some support heroes. My support hero has 700. Warlock has above average strength gain, so he's a little bit higher than normal. But even our mid hero, our mid int hero of a lion, he's he's only got 800 HP. If I can heal him for 250, or they have 700 HP, if I can heal my support allies for 250, that's a gigantic percentage of their overall survivability. Now, while I'm pushing, by the way, I turned on the Ring of Basilius. I'm also using the buckler to give bonus armor to my creeps.
Radiant's middle tower is under
This is really important because it's essentially applying like 4 armor of a Vlad's to my allies. This is going to be a Magnus TP, and I'm a little scared about a gank,
Radiant's
so
top tower is under
I'll
attack.
play this a little safe. I touched all the creeps with this, but I do need it to hit him as well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Wasn't quite sure. I didn't see the tower. I was really sad about this.
Radiant's
But
top
I was
tower
looking at the
has
hero and
been
I didn't see the
denied.
tower, so we lost a bunch of gold there. That was pretty bad of me. It's quite frustrating, but oh well. So anyways, here's a mech. I've got mech picked up now. It's only cost me 150 mana, but to do a combo I need, what, 255 plus this, which is a little bit under 400, so like, basically my whole mana pool to do one combo. Ability gets broken, and I get mana drained, which means I now have 0 mana, so I can't even cast my mech. Not a good time. Luckily I missed the skewer, and Blitzline's a perfect impale, so. I can kind of stand around at least, give that, you know, that 3 HP regen aura. I got some burns out of it as well, which is good. Luck was a little late here.
Radiant's top
And I can
tower
punch,
is
guys,
under
see?
attack.
These punches. Desperately hoping for an extra 50 mana. If I had a wand here instead of like a Basilius or something, it would have made a really big difference. Not really sure what the Magnus is doing. He mana drains me again, so I'm like, okay, I guess I'll go back to base. If I just bought like Arcanes instead of phase boots, I mean, I would be sitting a lot better this game, honestly. I would have been able to actually do a lot that game, like mech allies or actually cast more than any spells. I didn't talk about his passive yet, but Natural Order's an extremely good passive ability. It's arguably a little underrated. Nobody's
Radiant's bottom
playing Elder
tower
Titan really
is
much in
under
pub
attack.
games or even in competitive, but it basically changes the armor reduction that are coming out of players. Oh, that was really close. So
Dire's
your base
middle
armor
tower
reduction,
is
if you
under
look at my
attack.
armor right now, my 5, if I have 4 levels of Natural Order, it reduces your base armor by 100%.
Dire's middle tower is
Which
under
basically
attack.
means that I would lose 5 armor, which is a pretty good aura if you think about it. So if somebody has really high base armor, it's going to reduce that pretty heavily. I knew he was going to run into that, and then the Hex is going to blind him into it. So that was the best ability I could have used there, I think. It does a total of, what, 35% max HP as damage, so it's a pretty good nuke. If you have 1000 HP, it's like a 350 AoE damage. Gets better late game. That is reduced by armor and stuff, of course, but
Radiant's middle tower is
I
under
earned him.
attack.
Did you see that, guys?
Radiant structures are fortified.
It's going to be Magnus. He's dead, guys. I have no idea what the Nyx did in this case. I'm trying to... He was invisible and we were like, well, is he going to kill us? Looks like he decided to give up, I guess. Still getting some mana, guys.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I was really happy that that guy didn't like constantly mana drain me, because he could just like...
Radiant's middle
He could like kill
tower
all
has fallen.
opportunities for me to cast anything this game, seriously.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I was able to initiate on the OD.
I've got them.
So we were able to get a double. Still no mana to mech.
Radiant's middle tower
But the
is
Urn's
under
paying off
attack.
really hard, that's for sure. See, the problem is nobody on our team has Arcane Boots. In most cases, I wouldn't recommend a Warlock does it, but in this case, I think it's worth it.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
It's gonna be all okay. So since I don't have enough mana, I didn't talk one more point about Natural Order. It also does reduce your base magic resistance, so this makes Elder Titan pretty darn good against anti-mage as well. You can make all of your hits do a bit more damage, and it has been buffed recently. The base armor reduction used to cap out at 80% out to 100%, and the base magic resistance used to cap out at 25, so it's a little bit better at all levels. I definitely prefer getting this late game though. I think you can keep your Stomp at level 3 if you want, but you need at least 2 to 3 levels of this to be effective.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
So now that I have good money, it's obvious I still have major mana problems, so what I need to purchase is some int item, basically. So what I did was I queued up a sheepstick, and the reason I'm queuing up the sheepstick is because once I grab a sheepstick, that's going to increase my mana pool by a lot. It gives, what, 25 int, which is like 130, 260, and then like half of that, which is like 65. So it's like 300 mana about. It would increase my mana pool by about 300, put me up to like 800, which is really good. And once you get that much mana and you get 150% mana regen per sec or over time, it ends up being a really, really useful item to have. So I said, okay, sheepstick's gonna be good. I don't really need damage that much on this hero because I get most of it from Astral Spirit. It'll give me a reliable disable, fix my mana problems, and kind of fill in all the gaps that I had as a problem.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I was queuing up the spirit to go from camp to get some extra points. Unfortunately, I can't recast it to disable this the Skeleton King since the spirit wasn't back to me yet. It was on cooldown anyways, I guess, but as you guys can see, I get bonus 72 damage. It's basically like double damage. They did get some towers out of that. They got 2 tier 1 towers, but we should be able to push with this. I was pretty overwhelmed. Oh wow, I hit Tiny and the OD quite well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yeah, kill steal. Did you guys like that? And we got the Warlock to get Arcane Boots, which is really good, so. Did they get a triple kill?
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I think I just got a triple kill. Don't know how. I stood around way too long in that team fight. I did mech, and everybody stayed alive, but
Dire's middle tower
my stomp was quite
attack.
late. I thought I got stunned by the Nyx Assassin, I think, so I just kind of stood around. I decided to mech before anything else. I was so sad that stun got me.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Probably should have earned Blitz there, but he actually blinked away. He ended up being over there, so yeah, going for a sheepstick once again. So I grabbed the stat item first. I could have grabbed a Void Stone, but I already have mana regen. I really need to increase my pool, I think. Also, by buying an Ultimate Orb, this also gives me more mana regen because I've got an urn, which is based off the percentage, which means if the more int you have, the more regen this will give you, basically. So we pushed in, we did some damage, we won a team fight. We're winning 17-5, which is pretty good. I used my combo pretty effectively in the last fight, and I found a Skeleton King. I'm not too worried about this because I have a mech, and I'm pretty darn tanky as well. Stuns me again. He tried to cast his Mortal Strike. It wouldn't have done anything though. I'm just going to sell my Ring of Basilius now and pick up a Mystic. I think we have a Vlad's. Yeah, we do have a Vlad's already, so my Ring of Basilius, it doesn't stack with the Vlad's. All it does at that point is gives me 1 armor and 6 damage, which isn't really that worth it. It's better off for me to pick up the Mystic Staff. And there we go. Now my mana pool is really good. So my mana pool looks really nice. I have really good utility items. My skill points are pretty solid as well, so I have a lot of points into Earth Splitter and stuff. So this scale's pretty crap, actually. Increases the slow duration and the slow percentage. Not very good, but at least the mana cost doesn't increase. It's really mana efficient, actually. And my natural order levels as they go up are going to be really useful for our allies for doing more damage. But basically, we're just kind of going into a push strat. Like we have pretty darn good team fight. We've got a warlock. We have a lion. We have a beastmaster, which is a lot of disables, and as well as me. So we basically have 4 really good team fight heroes. We have a good pushing hero with Lycan. Beastmaster has an attack speed aura, so our Lycan does more damage. We all do more damage, basically. Just all around, our draft ended up working out really nicely. It's kind of a fun strat here. They obviously don't have the best heroes, but
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
that's right. Walk into my Earth Splitter.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, he turned off his arm light.
Dire's bottom tower has
I thought I was gonna live there, but I got a little too overly aggressive.
tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He did a solo toss on me, which is why I died.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
I wasn't quite as
Dire's
tanky as I
middle
thought I would
tower
be,
is
basically.
under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That is one dead Lycan. So, short 200 gold, then I've got a Hex. Hexes can also be really
Dire's
useful
bottom
because
tower is under attack.
it's a wonderful anti-carry item. So if an enemy carry goes into melee range, or if we're initiating, I can just disable somebody immediately. And when your opponents, especially when you're doing like a heavy push strat like this, and you don't really have a real hard carry of your own, hexes are the best item that you can get towards just locking them down. Stuns beat everybody, I mean, but most importantly, they're great anti-carry because it'll buy your team 3.5 seconds. It's an instant stun, so even if they have a BKB, sometimes you can catch people off guard. There's a lot of really good reasons to grab a Hex, honestly. It doesn't make me as tanky as a Shiva's Guard would, for example, but it's fine. And I'm just going to use my Spirit to grab some bonus damage as I go to the large camp to farm. I was hoping, yeah, it wasn't enough time to do all 3, unfortunately. It gives me like 60 damage or something like that, 72. Pretty good. Yay, free gold, guys. So, with the 2 camps, that's going to give me my Hex. And now my phase boots pay off. Basically. I shouldn't be running out of money for the rest of the game. I love these items, they look so good. Like, mech Scythe and an Urn, that's so good. I don't care what hero you are, you can get those items on just about anybody and like, it would be good. Not sure if we have a gem here. We're a little bit worried about the top lane.
Top tower is under attack.
So we didn't really want them to take free towers from us. So I can't remember, I think, yeah, okay, I did end up going top. I knew it was unlikely that he could solo kill me. First of all, my int's a lot higher now, so his ulti won't do that much burst. And also, if things get really scary, I can just Hex somebody, so... I misclicked a little bit here and missed all those last hits, which I was really sad about. And then we saw the Tiny, which I almost Hexed him there, as you guys saw. In case he went for the dive. Unfortunately, we didn't see him in time. Ooh, and my initial order is not maxed out. Seriously, it's so good. This is also applied to my Spirit, by the way. So there will be a small aura around my Spirit as well. So I can just cast this in a team fight and everybody's armor is going to be like drastically decreased. Let's see what the armor levels is on these other guys. Like 9 armor. Like it's a -9 armor aura on like basically alright, so their whole team it's at least like 7, except for Tiny. Tiny only gets like -2. But all of their magic resistances are going to be lower. Like it's just really, really good. I think it's a fantastic aura. So I was a little unsure whether I wanted to go for a blade mail or a hood. You can get pipe on this hero really effectively as well. That'll reduce the damage done by like mag and Nyx and tiny bursts and OD damage and all this good stuff. Wasn't quite sure what I wanted to make, but I bought a chainmail just to increase my survivability against the Skeleton King. They've got 10 mana per second now. That's so good. I'm definitely not going to run out of mana now. Even if the Nyx Assassin mana drains me, it'll be back up eventually. Plus the urn on top of that's just so much mana regen. And Chainmail's picked up now, so we've got plenty of armor. And we have Vlads, we have Inner Beast. We're pretty set. 3 levels of Inner Beast. I'm just going to kind of use the Spirit a bit to scout, I think. I was asking him to move the Hawk into a better place. It's unlikely to die in the bottom half, but it doesn't have as good a vision. That's why I asked for him to move. Which actually ends up paying off in a second, as you'll see. And now we can see there is an OD in the jungle.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Looks like he went to go kill the Hawk. So let's go, guys.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
And I was able to hex him there. So we're able to kill the OD. It was really stupid for him to be there and kill the Hawk, because obviously if we're pushing, we're going to come by and snipe him. So we get to pick up my hexes on cooldown for like 20 seconds, but no big deal. Should be able to push the bot lane now, and we're in a 5v4 advantage. And I decided to check to see if there are any heroes up here. I heard the trigger, so I thought they were all smoked. But I'll get some bonus damage for this. Quite a bit, actually. Just 140, guys, that's it. That's 2 heroes and 1 creep wave. Really good skill.
Monster kill is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is falling.
It looked like the Magnus tried to ulti, but my spirit nailed him in time, is what happened.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
So because my spirit hit him, it stopped his blink dagger. I assume he had blink. Let's see.
Radiant's bottom
Yep, he had blink. So I basically stopped his blink dagger as he was trying to RP and messed it all up.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
He got way too close though, I think. He was really in melee range. My ulti was a whiff, but it doesn't really matter. I stopped the Magnus RP.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So we're able to kill the OD. I'm gonna hex the... What's his Magnus, yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Once he uses the Carapace, he really can't do that much.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks are
Once you get this healed with utility items and disables, and your teammates aren't idiots, like the pushing doesn't have to stop. They can just, like, that's all mistakes. They're trying to pick off solo heroes, and we're covering each other, so
barracks are under Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
just not wise. When you're down, guys, like when you don't have your full 5 team and you're worried about losing a fight, you can't go in 1 by 1. It's just a really bad mistake.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That's a really good stun from the Nyx.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
What else can I do?
Radiant's middle
Little
tower
Lycan.
is under attack.
So game's gonna get prolonged a little bit, but it's mostly because we were about to fountain dive, and then the Magnus had a really nice skewer, and then the Nyx had a great stun after it, which is essentially a huge reverse polarity / ravage inside their fountain. Not a good sign. Things don't go well when that happens usually. So I'm going to swap out the armors. I'd rather have a plate mill for now than a chainmail. And I think it was going to make an AC. Bonus armor for my allies, more attack speed for my allies, more minus armor. The minus armor stacks with your natural order, so you could reduce their armor by like 7 with your passive, and then you could reduce their armor with AC by like 5, which means the bonus damage you get from Ancestral is going to do more. AC is really good. It's kind of fun not to have to build damage items on the hero, though. You can like still kind of parry with him a little bit just by having utility. That's one of the things that's really fun about him. Once you get used to some of his abilities, he's not really that hard to play. I haven't even really been focusing on doing stomping that much this game. I've honestly been focusing a lot more on just like all I've been doing this game is just doing utility items and Ancestral Spirit, and occasionally I do a combo. Some other games I'll focus more on combos, but this game I didn't really do it that much. Hex the guy. Pick him up pretty easy. And we get another kill, so this final push should be quite simple.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So much damage.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's ancient
Much damage does Lionel do here?
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Does 1,000? Okay.
Okay.
So
Radiant's ancient is under dire victory.
before this ends, let's just go back 10 seconds. I want to show you guys some numbers, just to show you how good this is. Is the Nyx? Oh, yep, he's still dead. Okay, so I just want to show you guys something. How good the aura is. All right, so this is the Outworld Devour. We're gonna slow this down a little bit. All right, you see this damage number? It's kind of hard to see because there's a lot of stuff in the way, but right there, Finger of Death. 1,022 damage is how much is being done. Lion's ulti does 1,025. And the only reason it's doing the full damage is because of natural order. So basically, having this passive here to reduce his magic resistance by 33%, which is exactly how much magic resistance he has, or apparently somewhat close. Somehow it goes to 1022. I don't know why, but regardless, it's doing pretty much the full damage. If that didn't exist, his Finger of Death would do like 200 damage less. So it just like, it's such a good ability. It increases the damage of literally every source of damage you do, other than pure damage, is increased by a massive amount. So natural order, really, really good. And yeah, that's all I wanted to show you guys, because it's ridiculous.
Radiant's Dire's top tower is fallen.
Game's about to end.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
God, that looks so good.
Radiant's ancient is under dire
So,
victory.
yeah. Natural order, really good passive. Really increases your damage a lot in the late game. So, dire victory. We won. So utility items on Elder Titan be useful. Hopefully have a mana pool, and like me, get less hits. I got a cape. Pretty cool. Player cards. Yep. Alright, so that's it for Elder Titan. Thanks everyone for watching. Again, if you guys are interested in getting some free items, you can, well, it's not free, but you can buy Compendium. $2.50 goes towards the TI3 prize pool, and you get some cool items. So here, I'll show you some of them. I think, did I trade this over? Yeah, I did. Here it is, the Leviathan Whale Blade. Looks really cool. It gives you custom animation, I believe. And who's the other hero I got? Oh, I bought Avenge one, which I can show you guys. That's pretty cool. It gives a custom animation as well. I haven't checked it out yet, but I know it's pretty cool. The first item I dropped was a Lone Druid one, which, if I can find the hero here, does this like little pot on the back, the cauldron here. It replaces the sickles, unfortunately, so I can't use the sickles anymore, but whatever, it looks pretty cool. And I do like Lone Druid. I'll just have to play more Lone Druid without the bear, right? That's the way that I'll have to play him. Or without transforming, actually. Okay, so I think that's about it. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Go check out Blitz's perspective if you guys are interested in seeing that with commentary. It was a pretty fun game. I was kind of wishing I was recording the commentary, but thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to stream right now, so if you guys want to watch me play Dota live, go to twitch.tv/purgegamers, or you can go to purgegamers.com/stream and watch it there. By the way, thanks everyone for watching, and goodbye.